Hey everybody, I'm downstairs in my kids' playroom today because I need to use the marker board to show you the concept I'm thinking about. So I am an engineer as well. I got an engineering degree at the same time I got my music degree. And what that engineering training did for me was I really like to think about things in terms of variables and outputs. So if we're talking about how to get the best output for your best performance, you think about some of the variables involved, and the obvious one is how prepared you are, and another is how nervous you feel. Now you may not think of that as a variable that you can control, but that's what all these videos are about. They're saying you are in charge of how nervous you feel, and here's what to do at any certain point along the way. So we got to think about where those points are along the way. So first thing is to draw out our first variable, and that is how nervous you feel. So we're going to start off and draw a line here and say this is like where you're asleep, and this is where you're spiraled out of control and it's just too much. So that's our nerves. And then of course the outcome of what you get is an awesome performance. So this is your quality of performance. So let's say that you're asleep and your quality of performance is going to be quite low because but if you get yourself amped up a little bit and you're really ready to go, then you're gonna have this peak where you're like, yeah, I did great. You get too nervous and it starts to not do so well for you. We all know that sensation, right? And then it drops off. And then the more nervous you get, the worse it gets, and it just goes on and on. So let's consider this other variable. I'm gonna draw a different color for, let's say, how prepared you are is you're not at all prepared. And you say, oh, I have this thing I'm gonna audition for. I'm not at all ready, but whatever, let's just try it. Chances are, no matter how nervous you are, you're not gonna do very well. So we'll draw in that line and say, it's really just not that great anywhere. So if you're more prepared, here's what I think happens. I think when you're prepared, you can get yourself up and get really good quality performance. But then no matter how nervous you get, it's going to kind of stay up there and reach a point where it just doesn't even matter. So it kind of just stops. You don't even get to be more nervous than that. You kind of max out and it's awesome. So the first part of this I would say is your musical, technical, all of your technique practice that says I'm an excellent musician. That's what's going to get me to perform well, no matter how nervous I am. But then this part of it is the kind of preparedness that we work on with thinking hard about how to keep our nerves down, how to play well anyway. That's what keeps this going. So that's how you keep your quality of performance high, even if you do start to get nervous. It's that kind of preparedness. So I hope my dopey little chart here helps you think hard about how to prepare and how just what kind of impact your preparedness and your nervousness can have on your quality of performance.